Hello, I'm Super Orange Cat here today for some interesting breaking news coming out of Tommy. We have a new original anime announced. That anime is going to be entitled Lazarus, and there's some details already released about it, but the one that's taken most people's attention is the fact that it is directed by Shinichiro Watanabe, who is well known for directing Cowboy Bebop, Samurai Champloo, and Space Dandy. So, of course, Space Dandy, the Toonami mainstay, and then Cowboy Bebop, Samurai Champloo, two of the cornerstones of what was then a fledgling Adult Swim action block way back in the early 2000s. So, again, they got a real big name, and again, they got a new anime. So, again, and note that we still also have some anime in the pipeline, original anime. Like just this year, we're expected to get Fooly Cooly Grunge, Fooly Cooly Shoegaze, and hopefully eventually Uzumaki. And also we have Ninja Kamui, which has been announced, which will probably be sometime next year at this stage as well. And no, this is an original, and this will also technically, since Warner Brothers Discovery owns, ultimately, I guess, very indirectly owns Toonami now, that this will be a Warner Brothers Discovery original. And I phrase it like this because that means they will not be able to write it off in the way they did Blade Runner Black Lotus, Phantom Pirate Princess, Shenmue, anime like that. So that means that there's some hope this will be kind of a long-standing thing. But again, we don't know too many details yet. There's some details, rumors about what the plot's about, and I read them, and I could see that this could be designed to be like a possible multi-season thing. But again, you have anime like Phantom Pirate Princess, which was clearly designed for one season, where you can argue Toonami would stretch a concept multiple seasons, even doesn't. I'm getting off topic here a bit, but again, Lazarus, new anime coming to Toonami, probably 2024, maybe. Don't be surprised if it ends up being 2025. Because again, we don't know how far along they are. We don't know. Like, again, part of Uzumaki's problem was the fact that it's such an intricately animated anime, it's not going to be easy to do and it'll take a lot of time. We don't know what as Lazarus is going to look like. All I've seen is this one picture, the one I'm showing you right now, which is just the title card, I presume. And also, why am I titling this Zaslav? Well, think about it this way. Toonami has mostly in the 2020s had consistent issues with funding. The higher ups at Toonami are very upfront about this historically. Have you noticed that everyone was very doom and gloom when Warner Brothers Discovery happened? When Warner Media fused with Discovery and they were cutting TNT, they were cutting TBS. They were actually cut bits from Cartoon Network as well. But oddly enough, Toonami really never got any cuts. In fact, the fact that we're getting a new anime implies that they have gotten probably a decent money infusion from Warner Brothers Discovery. And there's one thing that even David Zaslav himself, I believe, talked about the importance he wanted to put on anime on Cartoon Network, on Adult Swim. So a lot of people will not be willing to face this because of David Zaslav being a very polarizing, for mostly the wrong reasons, figure. But David Zaslav probably just saved Toonami. I mean, I think if it was still Warner Media and they didn't have Discovery, they didn't have a change of leadership that would maybe have a new opinion on the role of Toonami in the 2020s, we might be seeing Toonami just simply becoming part of an app. Or just part of Adult Swim's website, not its own block anymore. But here, where Toonami's still on television, you still get something like premieres like Dr. Stone, even if sometimes they air those episodes out of order for some reason. You get that. We're getting a number of original anime coming here. Again, I had mentioned the two Fooly Cooly sequels. I'm not so optimistic about those two. But again, I can be surprised. Uzumaki. Uzumaki has already caused ripple waves outside of the Toonami fan base. That's something that can, I think, draw a lot of people to Toonami if it's done right. But again, all those were announced before the Warner Brothers Discovery era. So Lazarus kind of becomes the first real tentpole of Toonami in the WBD era. And a lot of people hype for this, and they spent money, Shinichiro Watanabe, yes, he already has kind of a positive, nice relationship with Adult Swim. You might know the story of when he went to Adult Swim's headquarters in Midtown Atlanta. You might know that he about the drawing a spiked seagull in the stairway, and you might know what happened to it. If you already know that story, if you don't know that story, look it up. It is hysterical and honestly more sad than hysterical, but it's it's something that happened, and hey, at least he didn't take it personally, you know. So credit to him there. He took it like a sport. And again, he's still someone who's not going to come cheap. I honestly don't think he's doing this from the goodness of his heart. I think he's like, okay, I'll do this, but I want good money. And it's money that Warner Brothers Discovery was very willing to pay him, while Warner Brothers Discovery is cutting money elsewhere. So again, I just think that Warner Bros. Discovery, more than Warner Media, is seeing the writing on the wall. They know, okay, anime is big, anime is not going anywhere, and it's only gonna get bigger. So let's grow into this monster, grow into this giant amorphous blob, like louching across the Pacific Ocean from Japan. What the hell am I saying? But again, Toonami, embracing the future. Lazarus is the future. And fitting, as if you are aware of the story of Lazarus from the Bible, Lazarus may have may play a role in rising Toonami from the dead. So that's my opinions. What are your opinions? Leave your comments, leave your opinions down below. I'm super proud of that, and that is all.